that's a big conversation there. Just kind of like the scuttlebutt in the college football world will be around that. And then, I'm sorry, what?
I've heard scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt?
Yeah.
No, we just all. I've never heard you use that word before.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that.
Phrase,
Peter, Peter, I'm on your side here.
Listen, I know you're really sunburned and you smell and you want to shower and your jersey's old and the Patriots lost and you can't see and your eyes have a bad tan. But listen, scuttlebutt's a real word and it's a good word to use in that scenario, okay?
Hello, and welcome back to SportNotes. Today is Sunday, September 15th. I am Chad, your co-host and fellow rookie. I am back in LA, but I am still here with our Boston experts, PJ, Zeke, and Peter. Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Before we even start, is that a Dunkin shirt?
It is, yeah.
It's excellent.
Dunkin
It's a
Bay
limited
Area?
edition Dunkin Bay Area from
Oh my
up by
gosh.
San Francisco.
He's
yeah,
repping.
they only had a couple
love
left.
it.
What do you like it, Peter, or are you bringing it up like you hate it and want me to take it off?
I like it
Show
only
to you?
because it's Dunkin.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I would never wear I would never wear like a Starbucks shirt or something ridiculous and heinous like that.
I would be ashamed in you if you did that. That would be horrible.
if you ever see me in a Starbucks anything, just put a pillow on my face and don't stand up.
All right, Starbucks is not that bad. I don't know why we're like
Zeke
going
and I are
after
showing up at
Starbucks.
Starbucks next episode.
It's not that bad. It's actually pretty good.
I
mean-
really don't like Starbucks.
Look, if you want to take out a second mortgage to get your coffee every morning, then Starbucks is for you.
It's higher quality coffee. It tastes better.
It's better
Yeah.
coffee.
It also, by the way, I've researched this because I thought I was crazy. It has an insanely high caffeine content, like way more than other sort of like.
That's the
commercial
point of drinking
brands.
coffee is for caffeine, no?
Yeah, but
You
what
get-
we're hearing is Starbucks is dangerous for you because it's too much caffeine.
Have you ever looked at the Dunkin' nutrition facts where it tells you how much caffeine's in their coffee?
I haven't, Peter, but you know what? I'll definitely make sure to
It's
read
steep.
that.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure
you should
it
make
is.
the time to do that. That would be probably a good idea.
I looked
Yeah.
it up once because I was really jittery, and let's just say it's more than most energy drinks.
What'd you get, a nitro cold brew
Oh yeah,
or something?
no, it is. And then Starbucks is like double that, so
Yeah,
that puts
so-
some things in
Right,
perspective.
but Starbucks gives you less coffee, so it kind of evens out.
I don't.
guess
Are you on the Starbucks or Dunkin' side?
Yeah,
I
this is
I
very
really don't-
I'm equally confused.
I have
I'm
no
with you,
idea
I
what
don't know.
side.
Peter's
you're on.
actually a
I
Tim
actually
Hortons guy.
like both for different purposes. Is that fair?
Yeah,
Please-
sure.
please-
But when I just would like
explain.
a black coffee, a Starbucks.
Do you like
Okay.
the food at Dunkin' more? Is that?
Yes.
Of course, yeah. That, I mean,
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
like,
that's-
I actually
that's a
like
given.
the Americanos at Dunkin' more.
the Americanos at Dunkin' are great. I make
But
a
the iced
mean
coffee at Dunkin' is actually not that good. It's kind of watery.
Well, you know the reason for that. It's because what they do is they brew hot coffee and then they pour it over the ice.
I'm aware.
By the way,
worked at Brugger's and
PJ
did the
worked
same
at
thing.
Pete and I worked at a place, but PJ actually worked at Dunkin' Donuts. So
I did.
PJ has a history. He's got the
Yeah.
inside scoop there. Fun
Yeah,
fact.
it was awesome. Really enjoyed it.
Speaking of shirts we're wearing, Zeke, love the jersey. I have to say, though, when I looked at you, it blended seamlessly in with your face. 'Cause,
It did. I also wore this last week, but I did wash it in between.
I thought so. For those just listening on audio, not watching, Zeke is wearing a red Pats jersey, but also Peter and Zeke just got back from the Patriots game, and it sounds like you guys got a little sunburned. So Zeke's face is very red.
A little is an understatement. My body temperature is probably at 150 right now. I'm overheating. I have swamp ass. My face is it is emanating heat. I'm tired. I'm pissed off about the game.
That's why I was wearing
So-
sunglasses.
Yeah, more on that coming soon
Yeah.
too about the
Wow.
game.
I'm wearing sunglasses because I'm hiding an awful glasses tan right now on the bridge of my nose. So I'm not a douchebag. I'm not like a cool breeze. I'm hiding a very bad
You're
sun.
actually just burned. You actually
Yes.
just didn't wear enough sunscreen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we
Sorry
wore
to
no
hear that, man.
sunscreen because it's September, and we didn't really think about that.
Well, the sun
September in
is always
Boston.
out.
I'm
Thanks,
not much
Annie.
better. I mean, I am really, really burnt. My body temperature is minimum 135 right now. So
We got to get you guys in an ice bath. Jesus.
yes, that would be,
That'd be
wonderful,
nice.
actually.
Wow.
A nice cold shower after this podcast will be excellent.
Well, speaking of how we look, segue into another topic we brought up last time, but I want to talk more about haircuts. And before we do this, I just want to say I'm not wearing a hat right now. People probably notice how horrible my hair looks. I desperately need a haircut. Look like Timothy Chalamet without the $1,000 of hair products. We were talking about Travis Kelce's new haircut and how much we hated it. So we thought we'd play a game today. This is a trend we've seen. We're going to do a speak when game. So Zeke, you want to tee it off for us?
Yep. So if you guys recall, Travis Kelce forgot what sideburns are. He looks like an idiot with his haircut. We've got about 6 guys in the NFL. We've got some pretty ridiculous haircuts here. First of all, why don't we kick us off here with Terry Bradshaw, okay? He was a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, so these are past as well.
Yeah, this is a haircut.
It's very, it's very, very short. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to speak.
Yeah, so...
Oh, wait. Sorry, restart. I completely forgot the game we were playing.
Okay.
I literally was trying to find the right picture, and I'm like, wait, let me see what this is.
Just keep going. He already messed up.
Yeah. I looked over
All right,
at
fine,
Peter
we
at
can
one
keep going.
point.
We
I'm
can
like,
keep going.
"Wow."
But that one doesn't count.
We'll say like Travis Kelce is probably worse than that.
I think it's worse, but I will play the actual game now. Okay.
All right, next we're going to go to our good friend Mark Davis. He's the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Peach, let me take a look here. We've got Chucky, the redheaded stepchild, Little Orphan Annie. I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think it's worse.
Yeah, it's worse.
You think it's worse?
It's
Okay.
definitely
It's
worse.
not even close.
It
Yeah,
has to be worse. It's really
hasn't
bad.
spoken
Like
yet.
he took a cereal bowl and put it on his head and chopped around the edges.
He's also a billionaire, right? So
He's a billionaire,
He
yep.
could afford
So
it.
like
a
it was a
haircut.
choice. It was a
Yeah,
choice. I'm
like-
also seeing photos of him like before he got this haircut. So like it's clearly a choice. Like this isn't like that's just how his hair is and we're being mean. It's like no, he made this choice.
Actively.
It is a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like
So-
Chad, PJ, you think it's worse than Travis's? Peter, haven't heard anything from you. Next, we're going to go with Joe Burrow. Now, normally he has a fine haircut, but he bleached his hair this offseason. So will the real Slim Shady please stand up? No?
No, he didn't get Pete yet.
Nothing. It's gotten better as the season's gone on. It's gotten a little longer, more like frosted tips. I'm a fan. He's a handsome guy.
He looks like Coriolanus from the new Hunger Games movie.
Does that mean you
guys
think
see
it's
that?
worse? Does that mean you think it's worse?
No, I don't think it's
Oh.
worse. I still think Mark Davis takes the cake here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Again, he has Joe Burrow has sideburns in this, so right now, really, Mark Davis is the only one tracking right now to
I would
be
say.
worse.
I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now it's going to get a little interesting. Next, we've got Garo Yepremian. He played on the Miami Dolphins. Nothing, Peter? I can't. Peter.
Well, the issue here is that I do feel like that may just be his natural hairstyle, so I'm not gonna like give him crap for that.
I think
Grow
he
hair
just.
on top
I
of
think he
his
just
head.
sort of went bald as he got
Yeah.
older. I mean,
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
Vin Diesel?
I guess.
You don't like
I don't
Vin
know.
Diesel?
I don't really like Vin Diesel, but that's a different story.
Oh,
family.
yeah, his family's not gonna be happy
Family.
about that.
Family.
Okay, we have 2 more here. Brian Bosworth. He played linebacker at Oklahoma, was a Seattle Seahawks player. I believe he is actually the sheriff in the new Dr. Pepper college football commercial. So what a career he's had after football.
Really making waves.
Nothing, Peter. His hair is literally dyed blue to match his uniform.
Some people can pull it off, and I think that he may have just done that.
Okay, so I just want to make it clear. We've seen some pretty wild haircuts. The only guy that's worse is Mark Davis.
Yes.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So far.
Peter, anything?
Kelsey's is the worst.
Okay, well,
Wow.
let me turn the tables on you here. So, context. Rookies that come into the NFL during training camp, they go through these hazing periods, and some of them involve
man.
like them getting really awful haircuts. But we've got Tim Tebow.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot worse.
And
Oh,
this
this
is
is like
him doing-
the team.
Oh,
Team
yeah,
Tebow
yeah,
rookie
yeah,
haircut.
that
He
one,
looks
that
like
one's
he's wearing a
tough.
crown of hair.
looks Amish. Looks very Amish to me with that
Oh
haircut.
my God! Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
that's a tough
I was trying to
Okay.
hold out because Travis is just horrendous, but that is.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
I mean, Tim's a handsome dude, and that's
Yeah.
pretty atrocious.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he has a yarmulke on.
But
that's just his
like
scalp.
a skin yarmulke. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Tim Tebow, who normally doesn't have this haircut. I will say.
No.
He's got a great head of hair.
That was
See-
he was forced to do this. Travis
See-
Kelce made a conscious decision to
Yeah,
move
I
aside.
think that Kelsey still probably has to take the crown because he made a conscious decision in today's day and age to have that haircut. So
Mark Davis looks like he's about to go fill up some yellow canisters in the Monsters Inc. universe. Like I am not impressed with that haircut, man.
No, it's not great.
Terrifying. All right, I think that was pretty good. Peter held out longer. I guess.
I was trying, man. I can't stand that ugly. I'll stop there, Travis Kelce. I
He's
can't
not gonna
stand
finish
him.
it, that's it.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
He's also just
enough.
extremely biased
We're
because
going
we're
to be
Patriots
alienated.
fans, so
We're
we
gonna
don't
be
like him.
alienated
Yeah.
by all the Swifties.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's game
Probably.
over for us.
Yeah.
Well, for all we know, though, the Swifties also don't like the haircut. Like the Swifties
Sure.
might also be like, "What is he doing?" Maybe we're on the side of the Swifties. I don't know.
Who
Who
knows?
knows, man?
Who knows? Who knows?
Sure.
I like Taylor Swift's music a lot. I would not say I'm a Swiftie though. Like I don't know.
I like
all
her
the
music.
insides.
I think that's the
Yeah.
thing. I actually like Taylor Swift. I hate
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. I
Yeah,
hated Travis
exactly.
Kelce.
You don't. Yeah,
7
you don't like
years
the
ago.
Chiefs
I
and all
hated
that, yeah.
him 5 years ago. I hated him 2 years ago. Taylor Swift doesn't really change my hate for Travis Kelce. I like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should make that
She
clear.
can do better than Travis Kelce.
We are a Taylor Swift podcast,
Yeah.
not an anti-Travis Kelce podcast.
Correct.
I
This
like
is
that.
correct.
I like
Correct.
that.
I
This is
wish
fair.
that Taylor Swift would date somebody on a team that wasn't the Chiefs and wasn't part of the dark side, because she's joining the dark side by being a Chiefs fan.
The evil empire.
And she needs to get away from the evil empire.
Peter, if you could pick one NFL player that would be your dream to pair up with Taylor Swift, who would it be?
Joe Burrow blonde hair.
That's great.
I was just thinking that.
Pre-bleach?
That'd be excellent.
Absolutely, yes.
That'd be great.
That seems fair. That
Or
seems
Drake
like a
May.
good choice.
She can come to New England.
Yeah, Drake May,
Yeah.
a new rook.
Yep.
It's a handsome
All right,
guy.
well Pete. Now that we got you all passionate, why don't we segue right into your segment here with Pete's Corner? Tell us what's going on in college football. Take it away.
Let's do it, Chad. I got my new handy dandy color thing here, so I'm going to color coordinate to my teams as we go.
Okay.
We'll kick it off. Going to talk about the big three games from Saturday that I think that are worth talking about, right? So the first one is we're going to talk about Memphis, but it's not really about Memphis anymore. And it's not really about these other teams. It's about Florida State, and they suck. They were the number 10 team in the country to start the year, and they are now 0-3. They lost to Georgia Tech over in Ireland, the great country of Ireland. It was kind of acceptable, last second field goal, you're overseas. It's like, all right, bad first loss, let's rebound. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Then they get absolutely walloped by BC at home. It's like, all right, maybe they aren't that good, right? They had a week off to kind of regroup and come back, and it's like, all right, is Florida State going to, save their season, or are they gonna fall apart? And let me tell you, Chad, they fell apart. They got absolutely walloped by Memphis in the first half. They couldn't stop them. And Memphis is a what we would call like group of 5 team, and Florida State is a Power 5 favorite.
Wow.
And Memphis went into Florida State and dominated the entire game. Florida State's quarterback sucks. And to be fair, his receivers suck, his line sucks, their defense sucks, their coach sucks. It's a second 0-3 start there. I mean,
So I kind of remember at the beginning when college football first started and you went over the rankings, you said there are always teams that are ranked and it's never accurate. Like they're always ranked in the top 10 or they're always the top 25 and they always like end up doing terribly. They seem like they're not. You're like, how did they ever get ranked this high? Like that always happens. So it sounds like you're saying Florida State is like one of these teams that. You're just like, this
they
team
are
is
the
garbage.
team right now.
Yeah.
They are the,
Okay.
absolutely worst team right now. They might be a bottom 5 team in college football right now.
Oh my God.
They are 0-3
Well, yeah, they haven't won a game.
with 2 home losses.
That's a
and they've
blunt
looked horrible.
take, but
Yeah.
They're horrible.
That's-
They're horrible. They
They're-
probably will not make a bowl this year, and they spent. I mean, they've spent probably top 5 money in college football to pay players to come to play for them so they can win, and they are horrible. Horrible. Whenever it's like, hey, let's respond and after a bad loss. Well, no, they respond with a worse loss. So next week, it's probably going to be worse. They're awful. And any Florida
Wow.
State fan who's watching, your team is horrible this year. Get ready for basketball season. It's over. It's done.
we're still waiting on that fan to eat that dog shit out of a red
Yes.
Solo cup.
And their
Wait,
fans
what
are
was
fake.
this?
Before they played BC, a Florida State fan tweeted, if Florida State loses to Boston College, I will eat dog shit out of a red Solo cup with a spoon. And they lost to Boston College, and then he went 0 dark 30
What?
He's just
Got rid
gone.
of all his socials. The internet was up in arms, sleuthing
Oh
around
my
for
God!
him.
I mean, he did that to himself.
Yep, yep.
Who would ever? I mean, that's just a terrible.
And he
decision.
needs
I also-
to-
Sounds like a Florida State fan.
We are calling out 321 Knowles. We request you
That's
to
his
eat
name.
the poop out of the Red
Please
Solo
tag him
Cup.
in this clip. On
Please
Instagram.
do what you
You
promised.
can't tag
us.
him on
Please.
anything because he's zero dark 30.
He's
has
off the
nothing.
grid. He's off the
gone.
grid. He might be dead. He might be dead.
We'll find him. All right, let's move on. No more harping on Florida State. They're not worth anybody's time this season. So we'll move on to Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs. PJ's a big Georgia fan this year
God.
just because he has them in our college football fantasy league.
And they're ranked number 1, right?
They
Georgia
were
Bulldogs?
ranked number 1. They were
Oh,
number
okay,
1 in the
okay.
country. I don't have the stat on me, but they have beaten Kentucky an absurd amount of years in a row. Long story short, they beat Kentucky by 1, and Kentucky actually kind of outplayed Georgia. Georgia did not look good, and a lot of the talk of the college football world right now is like, okay, who are the actual legit good teams? And Georgia was
Right.
always kind of at the top of that list. And now it's kind of changed. Right now, the team who's number 1 is Texas, so that conversation is going to be around Texas now, but
Okay.
Georgia has kind of taken a step down of are they that legit? And that's going to be a lot of the chatter in the college football world when we talk
Got
about
it.
who's going to win a
Just
championship.
because of this one loss, Pete? Or
No, they
because of
won,
what?
but it's just like there's going to be
They
question
won.
marks. It's
but
like,
it was yeah.
yeah. It's
It was
like,
close.
They're not as dominant as sometimes they look. That's a big conversation there. Just kind of like
Got
the
it.
scuttlebutt in the college football world will be around that. And then
Whoa.
the last one that I'm going to talk about. I'm sorry, what?
I've heard scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt?
Yeah.
No,
Never
we
heard
just
that
all.
before?
I've never heard you use that word before. but-
Yeah.
I've actually
I know
heard
the
that.
phrase,
Peter,
yeah.
Peter, I'm on your side here.
Listen, I know you're really sunburned and you smell and you want to shower and your jersey's old and the Patriots lost and you can't see and your eyes have a bad tan. But listen, scuttlebutt's a real word and it's a good word to use in that scenario, okay? Are you okay with that?
Do you like to
Yeah, get with
scuttlebuck
it,
while
Zeke.
you apple pick as well?
That's not really a sentence I would use that in.
Okay.
I think
I
that
just
really
Yeah,
wanted to make sure
grammatically
your
that
ass.
didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not good. I'm not excited for your segment.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Last one we're going to talk about.
Croist.
I really shit on Oregon last week. I mean, I went after them in my blunt take for sucking.
Oh, yeah.
And they killed Oregon State on the road. Zeke and I were talking on the way here, pretty much saying, like, you know, he's like, Pete, your blunt takes have not aged well. You said Notre Dame was going to win the Natty. They lose to NIU. You said Oregon is horrible, and Oregon smokes the team.
Right.
So, yeah, just calling out. You know, my blunt takes have been pretty bad. Oregon State got walloped. Oregon looked good. So,
Pete, you're passionate, but it takes a real strong person to admit when they're wrong. So I respect that.
Been wrong. Yep. And just to move on to next week, there's a lot of big games. So if we're talking about a weekend that you should not apple pick, it's this Saturday. We have USC Michigan, ranked game at Michigan, big game for Zeke and my side bet and just our pride. I actually hate both the teams, so it's all right. We got Utah, Oklahoma State, also a top 15 matchup. Really going to have a lot of national implications on this game as well. Tennessee, Oklahoma is another national game. 2 big brand teams, 2 ranked teams. You know, the winner of this is really going to propel themselves into the college football playoff picture. And then the last one, not as many, national implications, but it's another one of those rivalries that just has a great trophy. It's TCU SMU. It's the trophy is the Iron Skillet. So it's like an iron
That's sick.
skillet pan. So it's the battle. I believe it's called the Battle of the Iron Skillet or for the Iron Skillet. Great game, great trophy.
Man, yeah,
Yeah.
another Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah, I actually love this game every year.
Big rivalry game.
2 very mediocre college football teams that just have a fantastic rivalry.
Yeah.
So excited for this one.
All right, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, mostly because of its name.
Yeah, and I'm
and so-
trying here for anybody listening who might be a fan of a team. It was a big game that wasn't mentioned. Trying to keep really high level like the college football playoff ones here because there's a lot of good games this upcoming weekend. I know Zeke's really excited about a 10:30 game next weekend, but we won't really dive into that one.
Pete, do you have a blunt take for us this week?
I
Or was
absolutely
that
do,
kind
Chad.
of-
I absolutely
Okay.
do. Okay.
'Cause there were a lot of takes in there. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited for what this could
always
be.
have a blunt take. I'm really going to try to use my latest trends to my advantage here. To start, just everyone remember that I've been really bad at blunt takes lately. Okay, so my blunt take is, number 1 in the country, Texas, man. They're horns up, baby. They're awesome. They're going to blow everyone out. They're going to go undefeated. I mean, they're just awesome. They're so good. I mean, Texas is just horns up.
Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns.
So they're going to win the
See you
national
next week.
championship?
What?
They're going to win the national championship is
They
what
said
you
Big
take?
Ten. I'm like, PJ. Yeah, PJ. And this week they're going to smoke whoever they play. I don't even know if they're playing.
Okay.
To be clear, your blunt take is basically just trying to cover your ass for your past blunt takes just being not aging well.
No, he's trying to haunt Texas.
He wants Texas to lose.
Yeah.
So he's saying
I
they're
see. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Horns
so
up, baby. Hook 'em horns.
he's
Best
haunting.
team in the country.
He's haunting.
Yeah,
Texas.
he's haunting him. He's haunting him. He's haunting Texas right now.
That's excellent. I like that.
He's like, I'm going
It's
to
a
keep
good
up
play.
this trend.
Hook 'em horns.
Peach, maybe you should do that with your Paul's call. We'll get to that a little later.
Yeah, I might have to
But
change mine now.
You might have to do the same.
Yeah, wow.
So, Pete, you're haunting Texas. Texas is the best team. It's going to win the whole thing, right? That's your take.
I don't see anything that can stop them. Nothing. Undefeated.
Not
Not
even
even the Notre Dame train.
No, Notre Dame sucks.
that hurt. I could see in your eyes saying that hurt.
It hurt him to say it.
really. It hurt really bad.
Yeah.
Well, good segment, Pete. Very good stuff. You make college football very engaging in a way. It's pretty fun. All right, so let's go to you, Zeke. Let's go to the professional football side of things with the NFL. Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, so we had a very eventful week 2 in the NFL, still ongoing, but a lot happened this past weekend. So first, we're going to start out on Thursday night, though. The Buffalo. Thanks for the lighting change.
Would you like blue or green?
Green's great. The Buffalo Bills
Green
went
ones.
down into Miami and absolutely throttled the Dolphins. But this talk of the game, kind of the news in the NFL leading into the weekend, was their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. He got his, I think, 4th concussion in the past 2 seasons. Because of that, he just signed a massive contract extension in the offseason, getting paid boatloads of money.
200+ million.
Yeah, the Dolphins kind of put
my
their
God.
franchise in his hands, and he's really had concussion problems, and it's getting to become very dangerous. And
Yeah, 4 concussions in
yeah,
2 seasons. That's
and they were
insane.
bad concussions too. Like there are videos of him stumbling on the field in past games. Like it doesn't look good.
He basically got a concussion and tried to play the next week and his head got slammed
Yeah.
into the turf, and
Oh my
It's-
God.
it was really bad. Like his hands were in the air and his fingers were going in different directions. He
Yeah,
like,
it's
didn't, like
horrible.
his body was malfunctioning on the
Dude,
field.
this
Yeah.
is horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This is like, I never watched it, but I remember there was that like Will Smith movie about concussions in football years ago.
Oh yeah,
What was that?
it's a CTE.
I mean, it's like, I know this is a conversation, but it just sounds like not much has changed in the NFL.
no, it's really
Like,
dangerous. And they try to like implement new technology. Like people can wear these what do they call it? Like the head guards.
Yeah, something like that.
You can
I don't know
put
what they're
padding
called
on your
exactly.
helmet now.
Right.
Some players are using it, but football's a very dangerous sport, and for Tua's case, this is a very serious circumstance because over the
Sure.
weekend you had just a ton of NFL analysts, like famous people, calling for him to retire. Understandably so. Like you
Yeah,
had-
like for his health. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you gotta-
The Raiders
yeah.
coach said he needs to retire. Stephen A. Smith, an ESPN analyst, Shannon Sharp said he had to retire, although he has other
Man.
things to worry about after his Instagram Live fiasco. I can hear the growling still.
Wait,
Did he just
I
touch
don't
on
know
that
what this-
quickly?
He went.
I don't know what this is.
Shannon Sharp went Instagram was on Instagram Live, and he basically was caught having sex with a woman on Instagram
What?
Live. Yeah,
On Instagram Live?
yeah.
He's a famous
And
NFL player and NFL analyst right now for
Yeah.
I think it's ESPN, right?
Yep, and he said he got
How do you
hacked.
accidentally
got
go
hacked.
live on Instagram. That's
But it was
ridiculous.
horrible. You could hear like him growling. It sounded like a
Growling?
scene.
Yeah, it
like,
was a tough look.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It was really not pleasant.
Wait,
No.
Zeke, can you tell me more about what happened on this live stream?
No, there's no. You can just hear it. It's audio. It's audio.
Zeke's watched this from top to bottom. He's analyzed it.
Listen, as a
Zeke's like
expert,
there was
I have to do
growling,
my research.
clawing, screaming,
Yeah,
crunching.
no, it's not that. But anyways, that tons of people called for Tua's retirement, but
Okay.
it was just reported that doesn't have any plans to retire. He's meeting with doctors, head doctors, neurologists, and I think he fully intends to continue playing. So,
Ugh, God.
I mean, look, I don't necessarily agree with the decision. It's easy for me to sit here and say for him to retire. when he loves the sport, but things are getting serious. So we'll have to see what happens there.
Wishing him all the best.
Yeah,
though.
wishing him all the best.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens.
It's
Him and his
scary.
family. So yeah, that was
Okay,
kind of the
cool.
talk leading into the weekend. Okay, 1 p.m. games today on Sunday. The
Okay.
Cowboys were playing the New Orleans Saints. The Cowboys had their home opener. They just signed their quarterback, Dak Prescott, to another massive extension, $200+ million of guaranteed money. He's the highest paid player in the NFL. The Cowboys suck. They are awful. They lost to the
Really?
Saints 44-19.
He got killed.
Whoa, really?
They
At
are-
home?
at
Like playing
home.
in Texas, in Dallas?
In
Yes.
Dallas, they are the most overrated team in the NFL. I don't know what all the hype is about them. They're probably not even going to make the playoffs. They got demolished by the New Orleans Saints, who, by the way, are not a good team themselves.
The Cowboys should have won.
They
this
should have
game.
won that
Yeah.
game.
They were
should've.
favored by 7, which is
Yeah.
a big amount to be favored in the NFL.
They got destroyed.
And they got swept.
Destroyed.
Wow.
It was over in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They
Oh
got
my
destroyed.
God.
They're an awful team. And Dallas fans, you can come after me and say, "Oh, I'm an idiot," but you know I'm right. They are awful. The Cowboys are a terrible football team, and I'm sick and tired of all these Dallas Cowboys fans glazing their team the whole regular season just for them to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
They haven't won anything since
They're
any of
awful.
us have been born. They're horrible. And
Awful.
But people
every
just
single
love
year,
talking them up.
every single year, people are like, "Oh, Cowboys year," and all those like bandwagon Cowboys. When I was in San Diego, I'd go to these bars, and just all these Cowboys fans would show up with like all their Cowboys gear, and I'm like, and they were clearly not from Dallas. It is just a bandwagon franchise, and they suck every single year. They get their fans hyped up just so everybody around the country go, "Ooh, Cowboys, yay!" and then they suck in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Would you, if it
And
was
there's probably more Cowboys
versus the
fans.
Chiefs, who would you want to win?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Chiefs are different.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the kind of the biggest result of 1 p.m. games.
Okay.
Just
Wow,
wrapped
yeah.
up here. We had the Chiefs against the Bengals. So they were
Yeah,
playing at
I was
Arrowhead
watching
in
that game
Kansas
earlier.
City. Yep.
Look at me watching football.
So
Love it.
Joe Burrow is kind of known as like, the guy who can take it to Pat Mahomes. He's beaten him twice. So he's one of the few quarterbacks who can say he's done that.
Yeah.
People were concerned about his health. There was a video of him last week. He had wrist surgery in the offseason. There's this strange video of him picking up a water bottle. It looks like a 50-pound kettlebell to him when he picks it up.
Oh, God.
People were analyzing, saying, "Oh, his wrist isn't healthy. Like his season's over with." And he was like, "Guys, relax."
People got like all pissed about some random.
Yeah, it
video
was
of him picking up
ridiculous.
a water. Okay.
Yeah, it was so stupid. And he was like, "Guys, relax." So, needless to say, he's totally healthy. He had a great game today. Really, really good game. But unfortunately, I hate saying this, the Chiefs won again in the final seconds. They kicked a game-winning field goal to win 26-25. Once again, questionable calls by the reffing or by the referees. There was a late pass interference, which I guess kind of was pass interference, but it was ticky-tacky. It brought the Chiefs up into field goal range. They kicked the field goal and win. It was just,
Okay.
it's starting to really grind my gears to see all the refs continuing to, help the Chiefs win games. It's too much.
Today
It's too much.
was probably a real penalty. It could have gone either way, but it's just every single week the Chiefs have to have a late comeback and they get help from the refs. And it's like if it happens
Right.
here and there, sure, but it's like every single
It feels
week
like
they're
it's every
losing
week,
and they get
yeah.
the ball and then the refs start to throw flags to help them score. And some weeks it's legit, but some weeks it's
Yeah.
not. And it's getting to the point where even when it might be a legit call, everyone's mad
Right.
because
Yeah.
they
It's boy who cried wolf.
always,
kinda.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
It's like
exactly.
It's like-
you're not gonna believe it.
You get
Yeah.
the call when you don't do anything or when you do something to them because the NFL just wants them to win. And Chiefs fans are going to say, "Oh no, we won that for real." You guys know that the refs are giving you everything.
Yep.
Sorry to steal your
okay.
thunder,
You're good.
but-
No, you're good. One thing I'll call out, I think people are going to be talking about this. Probably one of the greatest interceptions I've ever seen
Yeah,
in
it
a
was so
game.
cool.
The
Was
Chiefs.
this the Bengals guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one-handed
Oh, I
grab.
saw this, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It was one of the best interceptions. I think people probably will be talking about it. It was sick. Unfortunately, the Bengals lost, but yeah, really cool play. So
Yeah, he caught it one-handed, and also I saw it. He not only did he catch it with one hand, it was just like his fingers, like he just
Yep.
palmed the thing out of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You know,
it was
it was
incredible.
kinda sick,
Just
yeah.
incredible. Gonna cover 2 games quickly here to look forward to next week, but just want to get on my soapbox for a second about the New England Patriots. As you mentioned at the top, Peter and I were at the game today. Lovely
Yeah.
atmosphere, lovely tailgating.
Hey, how'd it go, man? You have a good time?
Yeah, they lost in overtime. And let me just say, Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator, for the New England Patriots is out of his depth. And this is kind of like, as a diehard Pats fan, this is kind of the ups and downs of reading them. But Alex Van Pelt, I hate you. You're out of your depth. You shouldn't be calling plays for offense. The Pats lost to the Seahawks 23-20. Not really a big result, but I need to get on my soapbox there for a sec.
Fair enough.
Agreed.
All right.
Yep.
We're here for you, Zeke. We're here for you.
Thanks for letting me get on my soapbox quickly.
Of course, man.
Games to look forward to tomorrow night. That's Monday night. We have the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. Monday Night Football should be a great matchup. Then Thursday night football, we have our New England Patriots visiting the New York Jets. Might not be the most exciting game, but I always think of the butt fumble when these two teams play. That's when Mark Sanchez, a quarterback for
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
The butt fumble?
Yeah, there's a really funny clip of the Jets quarterback, Mark Sanchez, running into the ass of his offensive lineman, and he fumbled the ball.
Wait, like from the past or like
from the past? From the past, but it's like this infamous butt fumble play. So,
all right.
And it's Thursday Night Football. It's fun to have football during the week.
Yeah,
tune in if you have time. And then probably game of the week. Next weekend, we have the Baltimore Ravens visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Two very hyped teams, two incredibly overrated teams. Going to get the national coverage, but it should be an exciting game. Neither team's winning the Super Bowl this year, but probably the game of the weekend. So look forward to that.
Okay. All right, exciting. Good stuff to look forward to. We'll just start heading over right to you, PJ. Give us everything in the other football, soccer. Tell us what's going on.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Chad. So U.S. fans can finally rejoice. We have a coach, and it's not Greg Berhalter, and it's not someone from the MLS. It is Mauricio Pochettino. He signed to be the United States men's national team coach early this week. He's done a lot of interviews, lots of press surrounding this. It's a perfect hire. I mean, the guy has had so much success in Europe, and he works really well with young teams, which the United States is. Obviously, the World Cup is coming up in 2026, so super exciting. The opportunity to coach at a World Cup, but also have that World Cup be on home soil. It's awesome. I mean, it's second to none. It's like that and coaching in the Super Bowl. So, he's been making a lot of claims, saying he's going to bring a winning mentality to the United States men's national team. And, I think he can do it. This is a young squad of players who are hungry to go and win. I think that Greg Berhalter, sort of like what Zeke said about Alex Van Pelt, I think he was out of his depth. And we stuck with that guy for far too long. He was a moron. A complete moron.
Dirty Greg.
Bald idiot.
Sports.
And at the end of the day...
Yet another bald idiot.
So at the end of the day, super excited about the hire. I think that Pochettino is going to do great things for the United States.
Well, it's the end of an era. Our first SportNotes episode ever was like right when Greg had been fired, maybe, or it was about to happen. And it was the old coach, Greg Berhalter, and this was a thing. And so we've been tracking this since the conception of this podcast. So I guess it's end of an era. Finally got a new coach.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a
Big
guy
Poch.
It's a guy who's a lot better than Berhalter. And Berhalter ruined my summer. I just want to remind him of that. He ruined my summer. But moving on from that, just getting into some games in the English Premier League. So on Saturday, Aston Villa and Everton played. Everton was up 2-0 early into the game, and they lost. They lost 3-2. You want to know what they did the last game week? They were up 2-0. And you know what happened? They lost 3-2.
They lost.
So this Everton team, I don't know what it is. They are god-awful. And I've been calling for this for probably years now. I've said it to Zeke. They've dodged relegation for years. You just got to relegate them. I mean, they are worse than pineapple on pizza right now. They're a terrible team.
Excellent take.
I agree with that.
Pineapple on pizza is horrible.
They're just the bad team. And you know what? Some people may like pineapple on pizza, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fine. That's fine. By the way, for the people who don't know what relegated means, first of all, check out our study hall on our channel. We explain it. But the quick version, as PJ taught me, it's basically the bottom 3 teams at the end of the season in the EPL basically get dropped out of the Premier League, and they go to the next tier down. So you don't want to finish there.
No, and right now Everton is currently in 20th place. They're in dead last, and they're a bad team. I mean, look, if you're up 2-0 in a soccer game and you can't at least get a tie, you don't deserve to be in the league. That said, we're
Hey
going to
now.
move over across Liverpool,
Hey now.
and we are going to talk about Zeke's favorite team, Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool Football Club, as we've talked about before, they have a new manager, Arne Slot.
Also
And
bald.
this is true.
Also a
And
ball guy.
he, the first couple of games, they've looked pretty good, pretty solid under him. They lost this weekend to Nottingham Forest. They lost 1-0. I don't know how Zeke's feeling about it. I watched the game, and they looked horrible. I mean,
Guys, what is going on in the sports world? I feel like all of your updates today have been like, this is the team that's like the number one plan to win, and then they just don't. They're like losing to these big upsets. Like, what's going on?
I mean, Liverpool is one of those teams where they will come in the top of the table for sure. But this is a bad loss. They were at home. They rarely lose at home. So losing to Nottingham Forest, I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
crazy.
It feels like everything is just like coming out not as you'd expect. Bad year to bet.
But
Arsenal drew Brighton, so let's calm down.
well,
You haven't
Arsenal
been
has
perfect this year
has
either.
not lost this
Of course,
this weekend.
but-
You know what?
Yeah, Peach, tell us what happened with Arsenal.
Speaking of Arsenal, so Arsenal came into their rival stadium, Tottenham Hotspur, and they had a depleted squad. They were missing some of their best players, one of them through suspension, and then a couple of others through injury, and they won. They won 1-0.
Nice.
So
Wow.
as an Arsenal fan, I'm wearing an Arsenal jersey, and I'm very excited about it. I'm not going to go overboard like Peter did and say, get on the Arsenal train because we're going to win the Premier League.
You've
Not
been
going to
saying
do that
for
yet.
4 years.
Not going to do
Jay,
that
I can
yet.
always
6
tell
years.
when you talk about Arsenal. I can tell before you even I'm probably 2 seconds in whether they won or lost, just because of how you get so. Whenever they won, you get so hyped.
Oh, yeah,
when you present it. I love it.
I mean, when they lose or tie, it's my day's ruined. You can ask these two. They've been around me when they've lost big games, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I need to shut my door to my room, play a sad song, and just lay in my bed in the dark.
Can I
Huge
just
win.
say quickly, I am really craving a Mountain Dew Baja Blast after looking at your shirt.
You've said that before.
Yeah.
Some people say it looks
I'm
like
thinking more Dippin' Dots.
some people say it looks like Sully from Monsters
Oh,
Inc. and
that's
I
a
own
good one.
that. Yeah, I kind of
You
love
should
it.
go hang out with Mark
Mark Davis.
Davis.
Hey, yeah, no,
Guys can
definitely.
go scare kids together.
So they won 1-0. They've won 3 times now against Tottenham. Their manager, Arsenal's manager, he's the first Arsenal manager to do that, to win
Nice.
3 straight away games against Tottenham. So that's big. And now they're in second place, 2 points behind Manchester City. Speaking of Manchester City, and this is a big one, Manchester City tomorrow, Monday, their trial is going to begin on their cheating scandal that has been going on. So.
Oh, what? You haven't told me about this.
Yeah, so Manchester City is one of the most successful teams in the Premier League to date, and they are currently facing 115 different charges relating to finances in rules surrounding that. So they are going to
God.
be facing this trial. It's going to last around 10 weeks. We're going to have a verdict in early 2025. We'll get an idea of what's going to happen with them. So right now, anything's on the table for punishment.
Could they lose trophies?
Yes,
Anything is on the table
Wow.
for
So
Yes.
could
punishment?
Arsenal be gifted Premier League trophies?
this is correct.
Oh, that's why he's talking about it.
Oh,
Well,
this is why Peach
this-
is all excited today.
No, to be fair, this also is arguably one of the biggest sports scandals ever. Because
They are kind of
Wow.
scumbag trash.
yeah, City has, if they are found to have cheated, all of their success in the Premier League for the past many years is just out the window.
Let's
is a
just
lot
let's
of
just beat around
success,
the
right?
bush. They probably cheated.
They 100% cheated.
Wow.
They
so-
purchased success.
So
Just like
they're-
Florida State, but it didn't work for them.
There
It's
is
not
an
going well for
independent commission that is now handling this trial. So it is pretty much the English Premier League versus Manchester City, and they're going to determine, if they made all of these, if all these rule breaches did occur. Like I said, anything's on the table. They could be relegated from the Premier League, face point deductions,
be
and
hilarious.
they also may be stripped of all their trophies, everything. It would be an unprecedented blip in the Premier League's history. Personally, for me, I would like to see something come out of this because,
You want to see pain. You want to see something.
yeah, I think that it is important that teams are held accountable for rule breaches, and I think that when you have 115 charges against you, you probably did something wrong. We'll see what happens. It's a huge deal. Sports trial of the century, really. So stay
Okay.
tuned there.
And then we're going to get to the part I've been waiting for this whole
Oh, God.
episode, the Dirty Paul's call. And what do you guys think happened? I'm going to say PJ missed again, and he's now in a negative record. He's 6-5.
That's a positive.
5
record,
and 6,
Chad.
actually.
Sorry. Oh, God. My rookie is showing. He's
So-
5-6.
So right now, Chad is correct. I do have a losing record at the moment.
And you started hot.
I did, and I have to apologize to our loyal viewers because I failed you. And are we getting to the point of fading Paul's call? We might be. And I'm not going to go out and say, hey, this is a lock this week, because you know what? Apparently nothing is a lock in life. So
Whoa. Profound.
I think Liverpool Football Club is going to beat Bournemouth this upcoming Premier League weekend. If this does not hit, I will be giving picks, but I highly recommend, if you're taking them on a sports book, that you bet the opposite.
Yeah,
Because
PJ's
it might
gonna,
be a
if this
kiss of
doesn't hit,
death.
PJ's going to go 0 dark 30. He's going to join the FSU guy.
Personally,
He might have to take a week
Yeah.
off of Paul's call.
Peach, if this doesn't hit, will you eat dog poop out of a red Solo
Out of
cup?
a red solo cup.
I will not do that. I'm not going to be a moron and
Can you do
commit
the
to that.
cinnamon challenge on the pod?
Oh, that was
So here's the thing. If our studio wasn't in my bedroom, perhaps. However,
Whoa.
What do
those
you
are
mean?
intimate
No,
we
definitely pay for a high-end studio.
or the
Special
banana
location.
Sprite challenge.
Yes.
if
Could gluck some bananas.
I think that if it gets to the point where I am consistently lose like 5 in a row from here, I will do a punishment, because that's what our viewers deserve, and that is how serious I am about getting our viewers and our loyal followers a gift card. So Liverpool to beat Bournemouth, lock it in.
All right. Well,
Thanks.
I'm hoping. I'm not going to fade you yet, Peach. I'm going to give you one more chance. I'll stand with you, and hopefully our followers will as well.
Hope
Again,
so.
assuming it does hit. Let's stay positive. Assuming it does hit, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. You have a better chance of winning the $5 Dunkin gift card as long as Liverpool wins. But that's our segments for today. Good stuff all around. A lot going on. A lot of upsets, it sounds like. So let's finish up with our future 5. You guys mentioned a lot of games to look out for this week. Pick 5 that, if any, these are the ones we should tune into this coming week.
Yeah, we'll start with a game on 3:30 this Saturday. USC
Oh.
at Michigan, so a big game at 3:30. Then we got Utah at Oklahoma State as well Saturday. This one will be at 4 o'clock. Going to be a great game. I don't think it's a rivalry game, but it could turn into one in the Big 12. Then the last one is we have Tennessee at Oklahoma. It's going to be a big game as well, and that one will be Saturday night. So those are 3 big college football games to look out for.
Okay, Saturday night.
Yep,
Love
and
it.
then NFL game of the weekend. If you want to see 2 really hyped up but overrated teams, Baltimore Ravens are visiting the Dallas Cowboys Sunday at 4:25 p.m. So
Go
get excited
Cowboys.
for that.
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
And then just rounding it out, Arsenal versus Manchester City at 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. Watch it. It's the good guys versus the cheaters. So let's see what happens.
Whoa. Slander.
And we got Patriots Thursday for all you fellow Patriot fans out there. Big one.
An honorary 6th.
Honorary
future
6. It's not a real future 5, but just for all of our loyal Patriot fans out there.
I assume you're not going to be going to this one again. You're going to have to
I
let
would
your
not be
skin cool
traveling
down
to
a
New
bit
York
beforehand.
at 5 o'clock on a Thursday.
Oh, they're playing in New York. Right.
Correct.
Okay.
On
Fair
Thursday
enough.
night. In
Cool.
Piss MetLife Stadium. So,
Oh, almost nailed that one.
Almost.
You're really into piss tonight, Peter.
correct.
Yeah, Pete.
Interesting.
Jeez.
You gotta take a leak.
Actually, no,
You
not
might
at
have
all.
to.
I probably need to, engulf in some more water. So,
Got to
Okay.
cover himself. You got to take a cold shower. We'll get off so you can go do that. So thanks for tuning in. If you did, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get your updates like this every week. We give you the basic headlines you should pay attention to. That's all for now, I think. Anything else from you guys over across the country?
Nope.
Peace out.
Nope. All right, sweet.
Hook 'em
Then that's
horns,
all.
baby.
Go Horns. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.